Make sure that connections are clean and free of debris. The fitting system used in this presentation is the Godwin Quick Disconnect Fitting System, or QD for short, which utilizes a ball and socket type joint. When connecting the QD joint, check to see that the O-ring is in good condition and that the ball doesn't have any dents. Both of these conditions can allow air into the hose and prevent the pump from achieving vacuum and prime. To connect the QD joint, angle the hose so that the ear without the handle can be connected to the female fitting. Then move the hose so that the other ear can be connected and retract the handle by flipping it over. Using a crescent wrench helps provide leverage when closing the joint. Each QD joint allows up to 20 degrees of deflection on 6-inch and larger fittings and up to 30 degrees deflection on 4-inch joints. A suction screen is always connected at the end of the suction hose to screen out solids that are larger than what the Dri-Prime pump can handle. Internal damage to the pump can occur if the screen is not connected and a large solid enters the pump housing. Once the suction hose and screen have been connected, position the hose in the product to be pumped. Next, the discharge hose is connected from the pump set to the delivery point. Discharge hose or pipe can be connected directly to the pump discharge fitting, or several fittings can be used to help lower the product to ground level. Here, the Godwin step bow is being used. The step bow is a rigid pipe with 2 offsets that lowers the product to ground level. This helps alleviate wear on lay-flat hose when it hangs directly off the discharge connection. When connecting QD fittings, it is important to remember that the flow of product always goes from the male fitting into the female fitting. That's why Godwin Dri-Prime pumps outfitted with QD connections have a female fitting on the suction side and a male fitting on the discharge side of the pump. Now that the suction and discharge hoses are in place, the system is ready to be started. The pre-startup checklist is similar to the one used on the vacuum pad test. First, check that the front and rear jack stands are lowered and the pump set is level. Then check the fluids in the engine, the fuel, the coolant, and the oil. Check the oil in the oil bath mechanical seal chamber. Check that the pump volute drain valve and the non-return drain valve are closed. Next, start the diesel engine and raise the RPM to approximately 1800. Once the system is primed, reduce the RPM to an operating speed based on the application. Finally, check for any fluid leaks in the pump set or the drive system, such as the product being pumped, or fuel, coolant, or oil leaks. The actual time to achieve prime will depend on the length of the suction lift and the amount of suction hose that is used. Most 4-inch and 6-inch pump systems will prime within a minute. During operation, there may be a small amount of product exhausted with the air out of the leak-off hose located below the suction hose connection. This is normal. If the product needs to be contained, merely extend the length of the leak-off hose and direct the product back into the source. There may be times when the pump will not be pumping any